for social media, website, things like that, everything that's contributing to the branding. So I'm going to go into that folder, and we're going to create a new design, and we're going to build a website. So we go to Add New, Design, Create New, and we're going to build this website from scratch. Canva does have plenty of templates that you could choose from to help get you started, and that's absolutely fine as well. So we select website. It is important, if you do want to create a whole website in Canva and publish it, that you do select the website design specifically. It loads in some additional features and functionality that do not exist in other types of Canva documents, files. Lots of Canva documents and files, really the only difference is their size and shape. Otherwise, they all function the same way, and it doesn't really matter which one of them you pick. You can resize it once you have it open if you realize that it's not quite the right size, and it doesn't negatively affect you in any way. But with a website, it absolutely does. It matters, and you'll know right off the bat, because when you're doing a website, you get these two extra buttons, Preview and Publish Website. Those buttons do not exist in any other type of design in Canva, and you can't make them appear. So it is really important that you are creating a website file in Canva, whether you're starting from a website template or a blank one like we are. That doesn't matter. It's just important that it is a website. Okay, so get ourselves going here. Now I've already created the web copy, so I pretty much know what I want this website to say and in what order, which is going to speed things up a lot. So really we're just doing design here. So I'm just opening on my second screen my pre-done text. All right. So we are going to put our purple background on. So start there, jump over here, and we've got these little design elements. So I'll pop those in here. I'm not sure what photo of her I want to use yet, but I can pull some of our text, copy, paste these in. We'll edit the text later, but that's getting us started. We jump over here to brand in the left-hand navigation. This is how we access that brand kit that we set up. And once it loads, we'll see the little files that we uploaded. And you can see the color palette in here. We just want a plain old heart. That gives us the most flexibility for text and everything else. And all right, photos. And you can edit your brand kit from within a design as well, which is kind of neat. So I need to pick, what photo of her do I want to use? I didn't manage to upload all the photos, but I do need to pick one, at least for the top of the website. So, which one do I want? And I may end up changing it later, but I've got to start with something. These thumbnails are so small. It makes it really hard to pick something. Can't even see facial expressions. It's tough. I like her stance there. Does the face get a little friendlier though? She looks very serious there. And Nicole is incredibly friendly. Oh, that one. I like that one. We're going to start with that. Nicole might make me change it later. She has her own opinions about her photos, but it at least gives us something to talk about. and you can't add it yet, you have to save when you edit the brand kit. Save it, yes. Okay, and then we can click on it and we can add it. And then we're going to click Edit Photo. Oops. Click it once, not twice. And click Background Remover, and it's going to clear the background right out of that photo. All right, now she's sitting on thin air, but that's okay because we don't need to see all of her. In fact, we're just going to crop this a bit. Crop it a bit more. Yeah, we may not stick with this, but it's good enough for the moment. It gets us started. All right. I'm just going to grab that bit of text too. Not that we want it to say vision board. And I don't know if I'm going to stick with this. It might be tough to read once I write the whole thing. Do I have my workbook in here? I do. I just wanted to look at another design I had done for her, see what it looks like. All right, become the architect of your own destiny. That sounds better. Feels kind of hard to read. I have a tough time with that. I don't have any problem reading it whatsoever, but I hear from other people all the time that fonts that I think are just fine are not. So I've learned to be super cautious about that. All right, so leave that for now. Take that out. All right, so we've got our little heading there, and then we want to call out pain points and help people discover exactly what Nicole does really quickly. So now, something else to keep in mind when you're doing a website in Canva is this looks super small. If you look, it's actually a font size 15, which is probably just fine in most fonts. We're operating at a 50% zoom. So if you close that left-hand toolbar and you zoom in to closer to 100% zoom, that's important to kind of do that check for yourself periodically to determine, are your fonts large enough? Are they legible? Because otherwise you're going to find that you're kind of eating up lots and lots of space, and you've got these gigantic fonts, and then you upload and publish your website, and you could look at it and everything feels like it's just super zoomed in because it's just so big and in your face. So that is definitely important to kind of keep in mind, that perspective in Canva in a web design situation is a little less on the nose than it is for other Canva designs. So, let's see. Have you faced abuse and trauma and find yourself battling trust issues, anxiety, or emotional turmoil? Do past experiences still shadow your daily life, relationships, career, or financial stability? It's time for change. I'm going to reorder some of this text. Okay, it's time to change. Transform your trauma into triumph. And actually, we want that to be really big. Probably want both of them to be pretty big. We'll copy that text box. Take these out. Take that out. So varying the style of your fonts can help draw attention to really important points and just add some visual interest, because tons and tons of the same font, nobody wants to read that much. It really bores them. And so that's why it's also important to have a couple different fonts available to you in your kit. So script fonts, you want to keep that to a minimal number of words at a time. So it's time for a change. That's not so bad. Hopefully that's legible. I'll get some other opinions before we take this live. And then transform your trauma into triumph. I'm going to make that Merryweather. Is that what we used here? It is Merryweather. And this one, the A's will toggle between all caps and title case, just caps and lower caps. So and let's make that centered. Really want to worry about what it says first, and then worry about getting everything kind of sized and aligned in a way that is attractive. Then as you're sizing and aligning in a way that's attractive, you may decide you need to alter your text a little bit. That's pretty common. All right, the Petrick method. Become the architect of your own destiny. Have you faced abuse and trauma? Good to keep short, simple sentences. Do you find yourself battling trust issues, anxiety, or emotional turmoil? Do past experiences still shadow your daily life, relationships, career, or financial stability? Cool, that works. Let's try bullet points. And increase this font just a little bit. There we go. All right, we are off to a good start. So next page, and we're not gonna do everything in purple. That might get to be a little bit much. So let's see if we've got some design templates that have some layouts we can borrow. Let's see. Just kind of reminding myself what I made the workbook look like. Keep on par with our designs a little bit here. Just a video. I want slides with layouts. Love coaching. Nope, I don't like those layouts. So I'm not looking for colors and styles. I did not want to add that page. What I'm looking for is layout. So I don't want video, I want multiple slides. I'm looking for slide layouts. Ugh, not liking them. So here's a trick. Not a ton of templates to choose from. Layouts can be hit or miss. Sorry, we can't find any. That's not uncommon. Canva doesn't have a ton of website templates to choose from. That's still kind of a fairly new thing that they're doing. But what you can do is you can go to their presentation templates. So what we're going to do here, back into projects, back into branding, and we're going to add new, design, create new. And what we want is a presentation. That's one of the other differences between the type of design you choose is it affects what turns up in the template search. So we want the 16:9 ratio presentation because it's really, really close to the size ratio for the website. And so any of the layouts, they're not going to require a whole lot of tweaking. We can copy them over into the other design, and they're going to be laid out for a landscape rectangle. So it's one of my nice little hacks. And the presentations, there are tons and tons and tons of templates, all sorts of different layouts. So we're going to search coaching here in presentation layouts and hope we can get some nice design choices that we like. Well, these are nice. Those are well done. Let's see. Let's apply all 15 of these. To say apply all 15. There we go. All right. All right. So how are we doing here? All right. So I'm hesitating here because the image kind of falls off the side of the page. And with a web page that then continues to scroll, that probably won't look very good. It looks far better in a presentation where this is just the size of the page. So yeah, let's try this. So I'm just going to highlight these elements. I just clicked and dragged, and Control C for copy. And I'm going to jump over here. I'm going to add a new page, and I'm going to paste here. If you don't see this layout here, that it's kind of tough to spot. It's right down here, right above where it says page, this tiny little arrow, and you click the up, and it'll show you this view of the pages. So this, and now we do want to change the font because that is not our brand font. That's going to be Merriweather. And it's too big. There we go. That's better. Get some text in here. All right, and again, it's not the right font, but I'm actually not going to keep changing these because if we pull more templates in from that other design, we're going to pull in more fonts that aren't ours. So we'll come back to that. I can change all of them at one go. All right, and we want to go from here, subheading, oops, have to line that. Move those out of my way. All right, cool. Highlight, Control C, Control V, paste, and Howard. I am thriving. And then, I am, that's long. So IM stands for intention, action, and manifestation. But I did like how it was a different color, so actually, and bold that. And then manifestation, bold, gold. Okay. And that eye is still not bold. Try again. There we go. All right, I am surviving. I am empowered. I am thriving. Awesome. And we'll worry about photos later. Just want to get the gist of the layouts and the text in here, and then we'll go back and fine tune it. All right, so now we've got benefits. Benefits. So it's a bullet point list. So, yep, this one couldn't do the trick. So we're going to copy all these. Paste. Let's see. Oh, that's a little bit big. So make that a little smaller. Because we've got 4 bullet points that we want to work with here. So get that lined up with the guidelines. Make that wider, use up all of our space. And I don't like how those are aligned. All right, so let's see, we've got experience of transformation. And then first bullet point. And we want to make sure this is being centered so that no matter how big it gets, it's lining up with our little checkbox. All right. Cool. 2, highlight them, duplicate, drag down, see how it's 37, 37. Now we know that they are spaced evenly. And then copy the next bit of text. And the last bit. Cool. Okay, next slide. And these are our deliverables. So I like how that gets darker. I think maybe we want to do our background. So maybe we want benefits. Yeah, we can go every other slide. That might make sense. Sweet. Okay. Deliverables, what layout do I want? This is another sort of bullet point list. And text was on the right last time, so we want to switch up the layout to keep things interesting. I like the circle there. I think I'm going to take the graphics from here, bring them over here. And we're going to take this, and yes, I know it looks like crap on the purple. We'll come back to it. And bring that over here. All right. And what you'll receive. All right, so we've got Mind Shift workshops, actionable steps, and we got neuroscience based course, weekly coaching sessions. Oops, don't want that. All right, and we need one more. And we want to get it lined up on the left. That's what the little pink lines are for. And spaced evenly, 37. All right, and then last one, supportive community. Okay, and then these lend themselves to some bold text, so come in here. Bold. Bold. So I'm doing bold by using keyboard Control B, a little faster than moving my mouse all over the screen all the time. All right, cool. Next section, outcome statement. So which layout do I want for this? Probably want text on the right. On the right, and we are going to have a picture of Nicole on the left. I'm just going to throw this one in here for now. We'll come back to it. Get a different picture. All right, got some text. And actually want to pull that. Make that a little wider. Okay. I want them spaced consistently, so I'll grab 2 of these. Try that again. All right, and paste the rest of our text. Grab that. Bring that here. So, oh, there it is. That solid pink bar gives us, there we go, center of the whole slide. And now we want a call to action, which will be hyperlinked to a book a call scheduling page. Let's see, center alignment. And then make that text a little smaller. Awesome. Okay, so that's how we build our slides, and I've got a few more to go, but I'm going to show you some other neat tips and tricks that you really want to know about. So preview helps you to see what it's going to look like on the web as a web page. And there's a few little features here. So let's start up here on the left. This tick box, resize on mobile. Leave it ticked. You always want it to resize on mobile. With or without navigation. So if you add with navigation, it will add a little navigation bar to the top of your screen, but it's giving us this error. You have empty page titles. Updating your page titles for them to appear, update your page titles for them to appear in your navigation. So we're going to close this, pop back over so I can show you where that is. If you click the dot, 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 you can add a page title. This is the top, so we're going to name this home or top. You don't have to add every single page if you don't want every single page to be a navigation point. You might have a section that runs for a couple pages. Just name the first one, and that's how you control the navigation. So like here, this is our benefits. So I'm going to name this page Coaching Benefits, because that's what's going to be the name of the navigation. And this one, what you'll receive. And that kind of runs for 2 slides. So that get your navigation. So if we go back over to preview and with navigation, and now you can see we have navigation up here. Home, coaching benefits, what you'll receive. So that's how you control that. And then we've got desktop and mobile. So right now we're in desktop mode, and this is what it would look like on a laptop or a desktop full monitor size website experience. And you can see page by page, section by section. We can scroll down and see the whole thing and tell the whole story. And then if we click mobile, this is what it's going to look like on a phone. And as you can see, that is really hard to read. The text is way too small. But there's a way around that, and I'll show you the trick. You can see the next slide too, also way too small, very hard to read. But you see on this one, our pictures ended up above our text instead of next to it. And that's easier, although our checkboxes and our text are no longer aligned, and that gets a little bit weird. So we're going to close this, and I'll show you how to fix it. So I'm going to really have to play with the first page. The second page is going to be easy, so I'll show you on here. And this has to do with that center line that we were looking at. So I'm going to highlight everything here that's on the right-hand side of the screen. And I'm going to group them because we don't want these images to be rearranged. We want them to stay in relation to each other. So that's the first trick, is things that have to stay lined up with each other, you want to group them. And then what you want to do is you have to make sure that everything is either to the left or to the right of that center pink dividing line. So you can see that vertical pink dividing line here. So we need everything that is to the right to be to the right of that pink dividing line. And then we need everything that is to the left to remain to the left of that dividing line. And so as we highlight things, you can see that very last text box is too big and it's crossing that line. But it's just a bunch of blank space. So we're going to make it smaller. And then we're also going to group these because we want the text to remain in the same order. We don't want that to remain at all. And then we can just drag it and double check. Where's that center line? There it is. We are to the left and we are centered. So now if we go back to our preview, and we know our first slide is still not right, but our second slide, now we have the text and then we have the image underneath of it, and that looks far better, much easier to read. And so that grouping is how we're going to fix those check boxes on the next page. So if we come over here, first we want to make sure that all of our images are grouped and that they are to the left of that line. And now we want to make sure we don't have to group all of the text necessarily, but we make sure all of it is to the right of the line, which it is. We're going to center that a little bit. We're going to center it on the page. And then the important part is that each of these tick boxes with text stay aligned with each other. Oops, undo that. So we highlight each of those and we group them. Now if we go back to our view, oh, and they still realigned. All right. Not loving that. All right. Oh, that may be an inevitability, but it will look a little bit better if we center these. So that'll work, and then the tick boxes will sit above the text. All right, so we're at the hour point, so I'm going to stop and end this, but that gives you a really good idea of how to put together a website in Canva. And then once you're done your previewing and you're happy with everything, you click Publish Website, and it will walk you through the steps to either publish to a Canva URL or publish to your own private domain name. You've got both options if you're a pro user, so you can get that free website. I believe a free user can have up to one website. A pro user can have multiple free Canva URL websites, or no charge if you're publishing to your own domain. All right, well, thank you for watching, and I'll be back again sometime soon with some more Canva tips and other business growth ideas.